Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah, yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah,
Stop,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Doc.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay.
Stop.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Fucking- Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
What
That
do we
was
do with our
that was
hands?
a
Okay.
better entrance than
Yeah. Yeah.
than episode 1. So we're not going to try to date these. Welcome to episode 2. This is showcasing 3 or 4 days after episode 1. Don't get used to that. It's going to be once a week on Wednesdays. At some point on Wednesdays is when these episodes come out. So look forward to that. Everything is in the description below. If you're paying attention visually, I don't know why you would do that, but if you are, at some point, there's going to be little icons that remind you to like, comment, subscribe, all that crap. I know we should be doing that because somehow that helps. Everybody knows how YouTube works, but
Kinda. Yeah.
somehow it helps. Okay, fine. Yeah, you'll see the YouTube channel evolve. You'll see a logo, a banner, better production value increase as we get going, but more importantly, you're going to start seeing every Wednesday, you're going to start seeing these episodes come out. So,
Yeah. So if you're watching the recording on YouTube, you can watch us live on Twitch. If you're watching us right now on Twitch, you can catch up if you missed an episode, or if you have to go blow out your ass on the toilet or something and whatever. You can watch us on YouTube.
also, you're
It'll
cooler
be-
if you're here live because you're going to see shit that isn't going
Yeah.
to be.
That doesn't make it into
Yeah.
the canned version of it.
Yeah.
So
You
you know,
are actively cooler. So if you don't want to be cooler, hey, just sub to the
That's on
YouTube
you.
channel. Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
But if you want an extra tier of, hey, we're pretty cool, stop by. Again, links to our channels are in the description below. Okay, so
and the YouTube is below in our description as well. So
totally
we'll get
right now
both.
it is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
not
got it.
that is not a command that goes
Yep.
in my chat. That is part of the about me, because I've done
Right.
that already. I have applied
Right.
myself enough.
Also, if you want to and you want to help us out, once we get to a certain level of subscribers on YouTube, we don't get the full-on x23 blah 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 URL. We'll be able to get our own, be able to name it and all that. So that's fun.
So if you see a YouTube link, trust it. They're all fine. Click on it. It's cool.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
wife texted me.
So-
all right, so please initiate the conversation. Epic scene transition. Ready, set, go.
Okay, so last season we had about 5 or 6 episodes that were relating to the hot tubs, pools, and beaches. What do we call them? Category.
The categories, yeah.
On YouTube, or I'm sorry, on Twitch, and this spawned off of just the pandemic, people wanting to make money, and let's be honest, like there's a lot of countries in the world that don't have the access that we do here. It's either censored, controlled. The gamut is narrower, and a lot of people, like when I've been playing shooter games, I've had people from like the Middle East show up and like, oh hey, I can't play this in my home country because it's banned or whatever. Well, what that means is that also certain XXX or adult entertainment websites are blocked. So Twitch saw this huge influx of Twitch entertainers that were filling that void in the market, right? And arguably the biggest in this market was somebody that started off doing cosplay and doing just modeling photo shoots in cosplay, to eventually being a Twitch affiliate, to Twitch partner by gaming. And then during the pandy, she started doing
the highest grossing.
Yeah,
highest one of, or the highest grossing earner on the platform.
Yeah, I think it was like 34 million, if I remember correctly,
something
for
like that,
2020 or 2021.
When that list was leaked out.
I mean, it was far, like almost doubling the next person.
Yeah.
And of course, we're talking about Amouranth. So there was a lot of hate. There was a lot of, I mean, even we discussed it, the blatant TOS, the terms of service violations, where,
or at the very least,
Anthony and I
bending, not necessarily
skirting
direct violation, but
yeah,
may as well have been by any reasonable account. I know I said a whole bunch of stuff, and this isn't me retracting. This isn't me backpedaling. I stand by what I said. I think her actions were bullshit. But apparently, there needed to be a giant asterisk placed on her actions. Maybe not initially, but as time went on and things escalated to the point of faux fellatio in an ASMR mic to straight up, bending over in front of cameras. Basically, like we've said before, skirting around TOS without technically violating it, though.
Yeah.
Moral codes.
Well, and I mean, the thing about it is that the TOS is very, it's not intent based. It's did it happen, right? Yeah. And that's where Anthony and I were like, okay, even we know it's bullshit, but okay, let's go with the idea that it was an accident, right? And this happened. You exposed either whatever body part we want to focus on. It still happened, so you still have to face the consequences, because there have been lower level affiliates or just streamers that have gotten the perma ban hammer for things that were accidental. And that's where, like, people like Anthony and I were kind of jumping to sound the alarm on that of like, hey, it needs to be applicable to everyone. Well, in the last few days, we found out through Amouranth on stream stating that the rumors were true and that she was indeed married. So we're not allowed per the TOS, we're not allowed to say the word anymore that I want to say.
Okay.
It's a long-running show on Fox.
Okay.
So anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so the reason why her being married is why anybody should care, okay? The whole point of her content and the whole point of this style of content that she particularly does, or many other OnlyFans content creators do, porn stars, anything like this, anywhere close to this realm of adult content, right? Part of the appeal is the idea that maybe you could be special enough, or you could be led to believe or feel that you could partake in the actions with the individual. It doesn't matter who the individual is. The idea is that they are single and you have a chance. Okay. This has the ability to spawn a few thought processes and spawn some
Yeah,
really
I mean,
creepy people. But at the
it's
end of the day, that's the appeal. That's the draw for a lot of this
there
style
is
content.
there's a psychological aspect of like, and for anyone that has been in the military, we all know the idiot that spends all the money at the strip club because the stripper is going to be his girlfriend.
There
Dog,
was there was a saying.
no.
There was a saying when I was a lance corporal. If you're gonna go to a strip club, fine, have fun, spend your money,
Mhm.
don't make eye contact, because if you make eye contact, you're fucking dead.
Yeah. It's so there's that psychological aspect of, well, I'm giving you money, you're nice to me, that means you like me.
Yep.
You're telling me there's a chance that we could be a thing. Oh honey, oh sweet summer child. Any industry that's a service industry, somewhere where they're providing service and not a product to you, which arguably this could also be a product, but anyway, they're going to be nice to you.
Yep.
Their bartenders will be nice to you.
Baristas
They're
is
only
another
assholes to-
stereotype. Baristas
Yeah,
are another stereotype of, oh,
so
I could
it's-
get with them because they're super nice to me and they're very cordial.
Yeah, I mean,
First
dude,
off,
I'm-
that's like,
Yeah.
how desperate are we as a society of humans that we
So
take that seriously?
that in itself was already an issue pre-pandemic, and then the pandemic made it fucking worse.
Mm.
Like I think you're going to understand what I'm about to say,
Okay.
and I'm offensively, defensively, what's the word? Extroverted. I am defensively, offensively extroverted.
Okay.
I will go talk to people because I don't want them to bother me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. You. What's the phrase? Cut them off at the pass before they have a chance to come
Right.
and mess
So
up your skis or whatever the
I
old saying
will
is.
actively go to talk to people all the fucking time, because it's my own anxiety, and it's the the overcompensating because of how internal I am. I have to be external. So there were already people like me previously, and then the pandemic just stirred it up and made it even worse. So now back to Amouranth.
There's a reason why we deep dived real quick into the
Yeah.
point of this industry, right? Because it like surface level, it kind of sounds like we're setting up to dunk on Amouranth. We're not. We've already said our piece on her actions, whether there was an asterisk, whatever, a star next to them or not, right? Doesn't matter. We've already said our piece. At the end of the day, I think I speak for both of us when I said way back when, get your bag of money, and
Yeah.
it doesn't bother us. Yeah.
If the for season 1, you may remember, don't fuck with the money. The flip side to that is get that money, son.
Yeah.
Because it's especially like, how many snake oils salesmen were there for COVID, right? And the fact that they, let me sell you ionized air. Okay. Dumb. Go getting their money off of rubes. But then someone that's actually giving you something, maybe it's less than what people thought, because it was just let me take a Sharpie and write your name on my body.
It is an interaction regardless.
But it was still, you
Yeah.
were getting that interaction. So now I will again hammer the point that Anthony brought up. The potential bashing that we carried out against her was
Actions, not person. Against her
Yeah.
actions, not her.
and this is not a retroactive thing, fucking trying to retcon, whitewash what the hell we did previously.
Again, I stand by what I said
bring up,
in the past.
However, at least for me, it did bring up a yikes. Like, had we known.
Yeah.
So the first thing that started this thing off was apparently for a few years, Amouranth has been married, and the husband has acted as a pseudo manager for her, and like created this persona of what Amouranth is, and it's a gettable individual that is very attractive, does a bunch of stuff on screen, and I mean the spectrum of what she does on screen is wide. From, I mean, I remember when I saw her maybe like 2015, 2016, doing like MJ Parker and Spider-Man, by the way, MJ and Spider-Gwen cosplays, and holy shit, she's beautiful. She looks like the character, so the cosplay is on point. And then there was a very exponential climb to the sexualization. Well, turns out that was due to, in her, and we're gonna have to say this, the alleged right, there's the eye roll, because the alleged reason for this was because her husband was basically pimping her out. And there was active downplaying, active squashing of their marriage, just the fact of their marriage being voiced to the rest of the community. Read a couple of stories where the husband is the reason that other hot tub Twitch partners have been permabanned, because he apparently had like good contacts at Twitch because of his wife, and was like, oh hey, this other chick is doing this, fuck her, my wife is bringing in more money to you guys, so you should permaban her.
Never mind that they can both side. Bring in money. Never mind that they can both, like,
it's rising tide, all ships. Hello. So the tipping point here was that I think either Amouranth got drunk, which not the first time, right? And it's whatever. I mean, we've do it all the time. Yeah. We've done it under TOS, you know, in the clear. And she let it slip. Oh, my husband, whatever. And people were like, what the fuck did you just say? And people started unsubbing and unfollowing. And that, for somebody that's already like mentally, physically, emotionally invested in his product, being his wife, and now you're fucking with the money, people are leaving, people are, you know, dumping the OnlyFans aspect. Like, dude, who do you think the penis was on the boy-girl scenes on her OnlyFans? Like, let's think of this real fucking quick.
So, okay, it's
like, Jesus fucking Christ.
The amount
there's
the
a
amount
detachment from reality.
Well, there is. That's one of the reasons why like POV porn is massive in the industry, is that because of anyone, because of that detachment, right?
Yeah.
But nobody considers the penis when it comes to this type of content. Nobody considers the penis because who cares if it's a male porn star? That's literally their job. And if you're a dude taking in pornographic of any kind content, you don't care whose penis it is because you're pretending it's yours. That's the point. Or
Right.
you're just watching and you enjoy it regardless. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
And I think the idea that penis could be in any way officially or emotionally tied to the person
Or
of
legally.
their or like whatever, yeah, you know what I mean though, could somehow be tied to this beacon of lust that they've attached themselves to, right? Nobody thinks that far, and so when they actually hear it, from the horse's mouth, so to speak, it is not only a shock, it's a feeling of betrayal. And again, the more I hear us build this shit up, the more it sounds like we are like going to the peak of Mount fuck's sake, take two, like the peak of Mount Everest, to just fucking dunk miles down onto the basket that is Amouranth. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah.
What we're building up to is the absolute and utter downward spiral of this man.
Well, so I want to hit it more from the... If anyone hasn't seen this, I saw it on Reddit, and there's a really... The first time that I heard about this whole story was the stream the day after she slipped and said husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very upset, teary-eyed, and just like, well, fuck him. Like, I'm like, I want to tell the world that I'm married to you. Why is it so fucking hard? Because it ruins the image. And like, she was just mocking him.
Imagine that real quick. Imagine that needing to be a conversation that you have that like you hear that type of desire from somebody that's gone hungry for a week, or that doesn't have enough water, or that doesn't have a shelter. Like, imagine being that misplaced, that feeling of misplacement, of misrepresentation, in such a way that you have to plead to tell people or to reveal that you're in a relationship. I can't wrap my head around that.
So here's the thing. The denial of the marriage is not an uncommon thing for performers, for entertainers. Like, and this is why, like, a lot of and this is just a personal opinion, the hello podcast, a lot of people in Hollywood, they'll fuck around with like other actors, actresses, and then once they grow up, get it out of their system, they end up with like executive producers or directors, people that are not at all in the limelight. They're behind the camera, because it's like, I don't like it. Some would say, oh, because they're the ones that want to shine in the relationship. But it's just like, I want a normal person to be around. We're all fucked up. We can't have two fucked up people in the relationship.
Yep.
So the next day after the upset stream of like, fuck you, I can't believe that I have to keep this a secret. They either entered a separation agreement, or a verbal one at the very least, or it was solidified in her mind that they were going to go different ways, and that she, whether artistically or in their marriage, their matrimony, I don't know, the end result is the same. She had a video was posted where, from her stream, little highlight, where she basically talks in Dobby voice, and she's like, I'm free, Dobby is free, I can do whatever I want. Finally, I can, like, wearing a hoodie,
A sweater,
you can
yeah.
like, you can still tell that you're fucking voluptuous, girls. You're fucking very pretty. Like, you never had to wear the other shit for the thirsty ones in chat. But it was what was being pushed by the husband, allegedly. So yeah, that to me was like the, oh shit, maybe having seen that video, like all the background, all the rumors and all that, but then finally see her like the rebellion of like a super conservative husband, and then the wife will cut her hair very short because fuck him, you know. that extreme, right? But the extreme act is you wearing a hoodie, dog. Like, that is so, like, it's such a tiny little baby step,
but it's a massive win for her.
Right, because it proves how tight he had her, which, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Yeah, I don't know, and I think she's taking like a leave of absence from. Yeah,
she's taking
Twitch.
a break from social media in general. I think if the article, and I'll post these articles that we use as reference in the description below. But it's a Kotaku article written by Cici Zhang, I think is how you pronounce it. Anyway, she's taken a break. Or is it the Hassan article? No, that's just for whatever reason an article was written because Hassan reacted to it. I'll never understand entertainment news, quote unquote, but whatever. I mean, we're talking about it now on a podcast, but at any rate, she's taken a social media break, which, yeah, no shit. Fucking go, like, at the end of the day, regardless of my feelings on her actions, the end result is she was taking part in a system. She was benefiting from it. Keep doing your thing. Because at the end of the day, I can disagree or agree. We can disagree or agree with everything she says and does, because that's part of the same platform. She's not hurting us with what she does, because at the end of the day, any TOS adjustments are going to be related to the actions, those types of content creators make, not us, right? To bring it down to baseline, she's not pulling our viewers. Okay? No. She's not, like, if we're live at the same time, she's not removing our chance for viewership, because we don't have the same
there
viewers.
is one dude that I know that would leave for. We're not going to mention who that is.
Right.
Can you bleep it in?
I can learn.
Okay. Thank you.
I actually did that hard cut. I wonder if that gets caught on. Whatever. Yes. We'll figure it out. Anyway, the end result of this right now, anyway, is a separation, or a seemingly obvious separation. I personally, and I don't normally hope for this for really anybody because it's not my business, but this has been made public, so we're afforded the opportunity to have commentary on it. I hope the marriage is completely over. If he's willing to do that, and go that overboard, and claim ownership over a person, which is what was happening. He's going to do that with literally anything else to try to regain that power.
So the shitty part about this is that prenup, because California, right? So
I'm wondering if there was a prenup.
I don't know. Maybe they met when she was small enough that she didn't,
maybe
think that through.
Maybe.
So, but I mean, she's diversified so much, not only for the entertainment side of things, but like she bought a fucking 7-Eleven. So,
okay. So
there's going to be so many things that are going to have to go through this divorce thing.
What
Like,
I'm
holy shit.
what I'm remembering now are the text messages she showed of him claiming anyway, and this is again a required use of the term allegedly, just dumping money into either what was it, like failed cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, he was, which we're not going to even fucking
No.
touch that with a 10-foot pole at this
No.
point. But the the failed crypto schemes that were happening with a lot of streamers.
Yeah.
So
the idea behind Amouranth, I'd argue she didn't start a trend, but she defined it and made it accessible to a lot of other content creators. I'm talking everything from Pay Money Wubby. She mainstreamed it.
She mainstreamed a niche where, holy fuck, everybody needs to jump on this.
She even got
it literally changed. Her actions literally changed TOS.
Not only did it change TOS, but it created a brand new category, actively used. Okay. On top of that, she got streamers like Pay Money Wubby to tap into the idea of a hot tub meta. He did it his way, right? And I'll let people find that on their own. But it, like, again, regardless of whether we approve or not, approval isn't required. We're allowed to have it. We're human, and that's the whole point of having an opinion. We're allowed to have it. What we're not allowed to do is actively target somebody with that opinion and attack them with it. But at the end of the day, regardless of personal feelings on what she was doing, she was winning. Like, she was winning. It is disgusting, the means of the winning, and I don't mean her actions, I mean being controlled like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
here's the thing, like, my assumption here, very strong and very likely assumption for this whole thing, and there's a little bit of evidence for it, but not enough to make it a fact. She got tired, and she wanted to do, not, at the very least, start talking about her husband, and more than likely, like, can I just, hang out in non-form-fitting attire? Like, I just want to play, I don't know, Ori, or I want to play some silly game.
I'd like to exist, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't want to always be marketing my brand.
Like, what a sad, forced state of mind. And I don't mean sad in the she's a pathetic person. I mean
holier than thou.
Like genuinely, that's fucking sad.
Yeah, it's dance monkey dance.
Yeah, it's
24/7.
Which, don't get me wrong, that is the point
by the
of
way,
being a content creator.
It is literally 24/7 because we did get sleep streams.
Yep.
So yes, it was 24/7.
And again, as I said, don't get it twisted. That's the point of this job, is to dance monkey dance. Whether streamers like to act like, well, I'm going to do what I want, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, the reactions are solely based off of what chat is trying to get out of the streamer, or what the streamer has noticed will earn more traffic, more income.
I've said exactly what you're saying for the conscious decision that people like Nick took of, I'm actively getting the fuck off of Warzone because they need to unfuck themselves, and because they deplatted Doc, because I don't know if you know this, Doc is no longer a fucking COD partner since he lost Twitch.
What?
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of his streams recently, more so because I only watch Nick on Twitch, and on Red I'm watching Tim and Doc, so I'll have those three up. And Doc basically stated that around the same time of him leaving Purple, he lost COD partnership. Why he wasn't invited to the MW2 or Warzone 2 event.
What did he fucking do? Not like blaming him, but like what actions happened? Because
he knows now, we don't.
Yeah, but see,
right?
like, what can cause such a ripple that multiple contracts just shatter? Contracts that were beneficial to literally every party involved.
So, can I tell you?
What makes him such a brand risk?
So, I don't...
Was it the cheating scandal?
So, maybe?
No.
Was it...
Because that... Look, think about Drdisrespect for a second, right?
Yeah.
Who does not Guy, okay? And I made this clarification last episode.
Yes.
Not Guy, but Drdisrespect. Who does Drdisrespect care about the most?
Himself.
So would a cheating scandal not fit directly into that personality? That's a part of the brand. I'm not saying that he actively pushes it. I'm just saying, like...
I honestly don't know if it was a cheating or if it was, hey, we can't have you here. We can't have you on these bad terms. Because so the difference from like being removed from purple, going red, that, okay, got it. Whatever he did was enough for that, right? I understand, regardless of what the reasoning was, why COD would do it for events like Warzone 2 event that, I don't know, like a month ago? Yeah, about a month ago. You're going to have both YouTube and Twitch, which at that point, they wouldn't be able to stream. Because what happens if Drdisrespect walks behind Nick? Right now, at that point,
unless there is a contractual obligation for his face to not show up on any Twitch channel whatsoever, legally, there's nothing they can do.
By that point, so I'm kind of breaking my argument apart. By the Warzone 2 event that had gone away, but previously, no, he could not stream with other TTVers. He could not stream with anybody except Red, and that was it.
So you're saying that Purple had such a relationship with Blizzard, or Activision specifically, that they pushed his
that would be my
partnership
guess,
out?
Yeah.
What an absolute abuse of power if that's anywhere close to accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Holy legal issues, Batman.
As tight-lipped as he's been with the TTV lawsuit. And eventually, I mean, he's stated that he's been told what the reason was, and he's stated that he's still fighting it. At this point, it's not take me back, baby. At this point, it's fuck you, pay me. He's been even more quiet about the fact that he was taken off as COD partner. Because, so, I heard that maybe like 2 days after the Warzone 2 event. And it was, people were asking like, hey Doc, how come you weren't there? Like literally every other dude, even fucking straight up cheaters were there. Which that's another issue. What is the what's the reason why you weren't there? Oh, it's because I'm no longer a COD partner. And you know, if they're gonna have cheaters there, why would I want to be there? Like they're actively not giving a shit about cheaters.
Yeah,
then
fair point.
It's completely denigrated to the point that it's no skin off my off of me that I'm freaking not going. Like it's fine. And then a few days later, that's when Nick started addressing, and I don't know if you know, the whole cheaters being invited to the event. So Nick was basically like, hey man, you know what a real quick way to find out if someone's cheating? Look at their stream, they're fucking shit hot, and then take them to Atlanta. See what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on a fucking, here's your
Somebody else's
your
device.
controller.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. Let's see if you can play. Oh, I'm a keyboard mouse. Okay, well, here you go. What brand do you use? We have all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. Oh, okay. Oh, you're 4 and 15 in a search and destroy game? Bro. I'm not even gonna say the person's name, but 4 and 15 in an S&D is not good. So, but he stated like, oh yeah, like he's holding on to the fact that Nick is the fact that he's still a COD partner as like another feather in his cap. Like he doesn't give a shit. It's just like it's there. Okay, cool. So now,
I talked to you about this a while back. There are a couple of games coming out that normally, because of those games, I wouldn't give a shit about.
However,
comma,
pause for effect.
both Dragonflight from World of Warcraft and Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty.
You said vanilla, right? Or like old?
So I am currently, I haven't played in a few days, but I am currently playing Wrath of the Lich King Classic. All right, with a friend of ours, and I'm enjoying myself. It's great. I like the leveling process. There's issues with WoW Classic in general. Whether people like hearing this or not, Retail WoW is arguably or mechanically a better game than Classic WoW. That's just the nature of technological increases, better engine, better programming, better understanding of how things work. It's just objectively, or at least under the hood, in a lot of ways, majority of ways, a better game. As far as gameplay mechanics, as far as processes, expansions, etc., that's where opinions and stuff like that actually have impact. But arguably, I think Wrath of the Lich King was the penultimate for a lot of old school WoW players for this is my WoW, right? For me, it was Burning Crusade, the expansion before that. But for the majority of people, I'd argue, or a lot of people anyway, it was Wrath of the Lich King. And I've been enjoying it. Very, very casual. Okay? Extraordinarily casual, very slow progression. Progression nonetheless, I'm enjoying it, right? The reason why I stopped, and we'll get into Modern Warfare 2 in a second, but the reason why I stopped actively trying to play World of Warcraft retail is because the leveling process was no longer fun. It sucked. I didn't enjoy anything. I'm a serial restarter when it comes to these kind of games. I like getting to a certain point and then going, oh shit, what if I did this class or this build? Ooh, let's try that. I do that shit with Path of Exile all the time. Constantly trying to try something new, trying to do something new in Path of Building, whatever. Yeah. But retail, the leveling process sucks ass. It is boring. It isn't fun. You level through groupings of skills, the branching trees from WoW past is gone. You're picking from talents now instead of going out to buy your abilities. So learning to manage your money appropriately, so you can go buy your next skill, so you can be effective in the next tier dungeon, and so on and so forth. Like there's the idea of player control or player made decisions were just removed, and like here's a grab bag of skills related to the type of role that you want to play. That was the like the penultimate decision was, okay, you're playing a rogue, do you want to play this kind, or this kind? These are the skills you get, have at it. It's like, that's not what? No, what if I want to tap into this branch or whatever? What's happening with Dragonflight, the upcoming expansion, is they're actually going back to character trees, to class trees.
Okay.
They're also taking a page out of Final Fantasy XIV's book, because a lot of people don't play those types of games just for dungeon progression. Yeah. A lot of them play for crafting. This is stupid, don't care. I love grinding resources in MMOs. It's brainless. There's a routine. I can have a podcast. Hi, Alex and Anthony here. on one screen, and I just brainlessly grind resources because I know after a couple hours of doing that, I'm either going to be able to sell that shit on an auction house or to somebody else that's a crafter, or use it myself. So there will be progress, not just fill the void with something so I don't cry myself to sleep tonight, but actual progress, right? Final Fantasy XIV gives you the ability to level up your crafters and your gatherers as separate jobs with their own set of gear, abilities, reasons, quest lines, everything, right? Dragonflight is pulling some of that and applying it to crafters and resource gatherers in World of Warcraft. I don't know all the specifics. I don't remember all the specifics. But at the end of the day, they're going to have their own inventory to be able to equip specific items related to that crafting job or resource gathering job. And it just that understanding that very clearly the way that you had been doing things were disliked by the masses, okay? And people stuck around because it's World of Warcraft. People love playing World of Warcraft. Okay, same reason why a lot of people still play Destiny despite actively shitting on Destiny. Because at its core, at its core, these games are enjoyable. They helped us create relationships. You know,
just a quick thing. Yeah. At work, I'm a part of a chat message group for Destiny 2. In the past month, it's like 1 or 2 messages a day. Whereas the hockey one that I'm in is like 300 a day.
These games, and this is where I'll tie it into to Call of Duty. These games that have stuck around for decades, okay, they have fostered every kind of relationship, from friendships to enemies,
straight up toxic,
to to marriages. Like emotional relationships have been created as a result of interacting with these games. So when you have the fundamentals of these games just disappear, right? And there's a difference between shifting the scope to try to bring in new players to help them create these relationships now and attach themselves to a particular game within the long release windows of games. It's Call of Duty lost itself for the longest time. Okay. It tried to be different versions of its game instead of sticking to its game and expanding on what it does best. Fast, foot-based, on-the-move combat. Okay? So
remember that lost idea. Okay.
It's essentially, like, I'd argue an evolution of games like Doom. Doom at its core, and I'm not talking about Doom 2016, I'm talking about the Doom we grew up with, okay? Doom 1, Doom 2, and all its crazy shit that people made for it, at its core was a maze-running, demon-killing, fast-paced shooter. That's it. That's all it was. Go from point A to point B, maybe grab some keys, maybe kill some demons, survive, get the fuck out of there. There's at the end of every level, there was a timer, and you wanted to get as fast as humanly possible, while also some of us also getting all the items or all the secrets or this and that and the other thing. But at its core,
it wasn't needed.
Yeah, it wasn't needed.
You could still
at its core, go. Kill everything in your way, get to the end, kill Satan, right? And what Call of Duty did was, as far as its multiplayer side, that was at its core. Go. As a team, but go. Complete the objective, kill the enemy team, whatever you need to do, kill everybody in your way, get to the end, okay? But what Call of Duty did was they added a story element to it. They added a reason for doing that. They took real-world scenarios. They took real-world training. They took stuff and they integrated
arguably, that to me is part of where they lost their way. It's not what I wanted to say earlier, but the first Call of Duty that I played was Call of Duty 2.
Mhm.
and I played it on like this old work laptop that my dad's office was getting rid of, and I was like, please, thank you. Uh, and I got the CD, or correction, I got the pack with 6 CDs on it,
Mhm.
um, and installed it on the computer. And the story, the connection of seeing all because it was Normandy for Call of Duty 2. You start off in Normandy, and like literally you feel the connection to the characters that maybe it is a historical story, but it is you felt the connection.
Yeah.
Where Call of Duty lost its way in my eyes is the fucking hard shift to online multiplayer. And where it used to be a cool thing for, like, let's say, I don't know, Call of Duty 3? No. Yeah, Call of Duty 3 is when it had online stuff. And then by the time that Modern Warfare came out, and it was the, oh shit, here's a story, it's a very good story, and it's only going to take you 10 hours to complete, but here's this multiplayer that should be enough that you're not pissed off that you paid $60 for this. Then switch to Black Ops 4, where it's, oh sorry, we just didn't think you wanted a campaign anymore, it's just online now.
So that's
What?
That's part of the issue that I started having with Call of Duty, because I'm already, like, personally speaking, I'm not good at Call of Duty. Never have been. I enjoyed Call of Duty 1, 2, let's see, World at War briefly. But for me,
World at War having zombies was like, what the fuck? What?
So zombies I never got into. I know we have a few friends that enjoy it. I actually started enjoying the latest iteration of zombies. I thought it was, enjoyable. I think because it was fleshed out. But the thing that I latch onto with Call of Duty is that at its core, it's a go go go, because that's part of the arcade feel that Call of Duty had. Was that it kind of tapped into that old school boomer shooter enjoyment aspect that I have, where it's like, look, yes, you have to be in a group, communicate a little bit. That's the difference between Doom and Call of Duty. But at the end of the day, shoot, go go go, shoot, kill, go go go. You completed it. Well done. Bring up the next map. Bring up the last fucking thing, and let's do it again. And then I started applying that to like what was the hardcore. I started doing that in hardcore, because I realized, hey, I can't make flick shots, but if shots on the body count, I'm gonna hit this shot. I'm gonna hurt somebody, okay, and I'm gonna be able to treat it like Doom. Go go go, kill kill kill. And I actually started being effective in hardcore, so I had found my niche for a while, right?
Yeah.
And then skip over a couple of things. And I started realizing, okay, I can't do flick shots, but I can provide a role, which is what I was doing in hardcore. I was the pusher. Okay, I relied on my teammates to do the single shot, defend me from behind and the back, but I'm a push. Then this is one of those changes that I thought was actually really fucking good, where the multiplayer had characters to it. At its core, it was still go go go. But I played the character that had like a microwave shield. And
the Scottish dude.
Yeah, if you knew how to play your character, if your group knew how to play around your character, you still rushed, you still went, you still go go go, but you had purpose in your role. Okay? You had purpose in your role. You had a reason to be there. And you could still fulfill the main point of Call of Duty multiplayer. And then that fucked off, and they got rid of that. And it's like, you need to pick a lane, okay? Your early days, there's a reason why people go, oh, that's the best time back in the day because of this and this. It's not just nostalgia bombing. It's not just we forgot or we think we know what's better and we don't like all this. You're making it too easy for new people and this and that. It wasn't difficult for new people to play Call of Duty, to play Modern Warfare 2, or even to play the one I just described. I don't even fucking know what it was called.
That's Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4, right?
Yep.
It wasn't difficult to play that because there were modes that took care of, okay, if you can't do flick shots, go play hardcore. Yeah, you're going to get shit on all the time, but guess what? You're going to shit on people too because shots matter, right?
I think it's just the catering to newbies, it's when it's dramatic, like time to kill, like Vanguard had that issue recently where Vanguard's been out about to hit 2 years now, and the issue that we had from Warzone or MW players jumping to Vanguard is that, holy fuck, this feels like it's MW hardcore, where TTK was so fast of like, holy fuck, okay, I guess I'm dead, what the fuck? And but they're different games, so it's not always going to be the same fucking thing, because otherwise, like, you're getting the same guns basically, so then you just want the same game over and over and over again, which is what COD has turned into, because we'll adjust the TTK to be closer to MW, and then then I guess you don't have bouncing betties and you have claymores and MW. You don't have bouncing betties because it's World War II. It's not fucking laser trip mines.
People wanted slow, I think anyway. People wanted slow progression, okay? Because it isn't a football or soccer or baseball game, right? This isn't 2K. Okay, it's not the exact same thing where you're paying $60 for a roster change, right? What Call of Duty turned into was, I'm paying $60 for the next storyline in the Call of Duty saga. They don't have to be related,
right?
Okay,
so
they don't have to deal with one another.
On that,
it's the story saga, because that was half of the game. People concentrate a lot on multiplayer, but holy shit,
should have always been at the very least 50% of the game.
Yes, that's like what
I've never. Yes. I want to think how far back. Let me. So, Call of Duty games. So I'll tell you, let's see how far back. So Advanced Warfare would have been around the time that I started playing Destiny 1 with Xphilo, Detox, Psy, and all those guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
At that same time as Destiny 1, Advanced Warfare was out. And we all had different preferences for what we liked out of Call of Duty. Since then, it has always surprised me, even though, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 Call of Duty games had been online by that point. It still surprised me, or at least an online capacity.
Right.
It has always surprised me, including within this group of friends, that they would jump straight to the online. Like, that the campaign teaches you how to use the weapons, right? Like, the campaign teaches you the mechanics within the first 10 minutes. You don't have to just like, oh, I got killed. Fuck. Let me run again. Oh, fuck. The controls are all different this game. Oh, fuck. Just play the campaign for like an hour and you get the gist of it. Plus, you understand why there are teams. It's like Russia versus US. It's Spetsnaz versus, CT dudes. So shifting to MW2. So the remake for Modern Warfare 2 is coming out in 3 weeks. And 2 days ago was early access for a bunch of different streamers to play the campaign. Tim, Swag, a bunch of different streamers. And again, not Drdisrespect, were playing it. And I gotta tell you, it is a fantastic campaign.
That's what I remember you saying that, and I did actually go to Tim's, which is big for me because I don't normally watch him live. But I actually went and watched probably about 10 or 15 minutes. I didn't want to watch a whole lot because and I'll get into this because this is part of the
later towards.
Yeah, it was much later. It was after, I think you had messaged me. I'm not gonna look anyway. You had messaged me at some point a little bit later on after bringing it up earlier than that. But I watched about 10 or 15 minutes and I'm like, okay, this is the type of progression, like technological progression that we needed to see in the video game series to begin with. First off, things like zombies. What was the one before Warzone? Is PUBG like? It wasn't called Warzone.
Blackout,
right? So Blackout / Warzone, zombies. Okay, those perfect. Yes, absolutely. Those fit. It works. Absolutely. Hard 90-degree turn from what you were doing into those? No, absolutely not. What are you thinking? You've just alienated half of the reason why people play your games. Okay,
and so the ambition that we saw in Black Ops 4, which had, that's why it was a lot of people were okay with it not having a campaign because it was so ambitious. It had zombies, it had multiplayer, and it had Blackout.
Okay, but if your main, like half of your main hook is based on an offshoot joke version of a multiplayer, that's kind of sad in my eyes. When you've gone from game to game with regardless of how short it is, great storytelling, as far as a war-based FPS story can be, right? Great storytelling, solid multiplayer. Expand out your multiplayer a little bit. Integrate reasons why those aspects exist, right? In your single player, like you were saying, that teaches the ropes of the game.
They tried it through. They tried it through like a training grounds, which not a lot of people actually used. And I even used it. So think, like the Apex range, the training range. So think that, but you would go in with each character. So like the microwave shield guy.
Yeah, I did that.
And you would learn how to play each character.
I did that because I wanted to learn how to play each character, because there wasn't a storyline with all. There wasn't a storyline with 5 or 6 of them that let me watch how they do their abilities
with cinematics that a lot of people missed out on.
Make it worth your while, sure, but even with the zombies, right? You can still integrate that in. The whole idea of zombies is based off of originally based off of Hitler's desire for occultism and to follow through with occultism, right? Okay, throw in the Spear of Destiny somewhere. Not only is that a fucking Wolfenstein 3D, the original one, callback,
that in itself is why I tuned out for zombies, because now
I think it's great. It's not something I go into, but it's
hard into its own thing. Where okay, David Hasselhoff is in this. The fuck?
Okay, but see here's the thing. They treated zombies the way they should have been treating their entire fucking series.
Correct.
Okay,
yes,
because
agreed.
every installment of zombies had the original zombies that you knew and loved, and then added something new and integrated it in. The story progressed itself, and it got crazier and crazier, dumber and dumber, agreed, but in a fun way, in an engaging way. What they did to their series was great story, kind of good, fucking what no story, sometimes a little bit here. What do the numbers mean? I thought that was a great story. Like, but it's so fucking hopscotch. Like, just go in a straight line, but curve it up a little bit. Like the inclusion of Blackout and Warzone. Okay, just the idea of a war-torn island where we're testing a new weapon of mass destruction, but there's a Black Ops team. LOL, he said the name, right? There's a Black Ops team that infiltrates because, oh shit, some bad guy left something that we need before the gas closes in and we finish test. That's a story in and of itself. And oh, by the way, now here's Warzone. Like, this, I understand the development process is a lot, but did they even bother trying to whiteboard this? Retroactively. What a waste of time. That retroactiveness can be used to make a better next game. Like,
so, and here's where you're going to be a little upset. So, the campaign for the new MW2, it is a much like MW from 2020, or I'm sorry, 2019. We still have, at that point, Lieutenant Price.
Right.
We still have, at the end, spoiler alert, it's fucking 3 years old, so you should fucking know the story. At the end of MW 2019, we get the formation of Joint Task Force 141, right? And it's like, oh shit, they made it a prequel. Oh, so fucking awesome. Which, I mean, I definitely was on that. So
I was one of the hands. Absolutely.
Just, fucking amazing. Okay. So then what does that mean for MW2 campaign wise? Is it old MW 1.5, right? Because if MW was a prequel, what does that make MW2 remake? Well, yes and yes.
I'm hoping that it is a new story.
So it is same archetype, new players, and different twists and turns. So I watched maybe like 4 hours of the campaign, and he finished it in 7. So I watched, more than half of it. I'm going to try to be as spoiler free as I can. The nostalgia bombs of like, oh fuck, the first time that I did this back in 2008, or when the hell was the first one? 2000, let's see. 2007, for original Modern Warfare. When I did this back then, it was fucking mind-blowing doing this shit. And now, because of the graphics, oh my fuck. It is so fantastic seeing these scenes that you thought were these cinematics, these levels in a campaign that were so cool back then, and now seeing them modernized, and it's even cooler. What I will tell you, and this is the whole Lost that I think you'll appreciate. There are games in the Call of Duty series that are absolute garbage, regardless if it's online, offline, not even that, just the offline campaign. I played through them and I enjoyed them because, hey, new content, great. But then once you're finished, you're like,
arguably that was shit.
this didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
You know, like like I just watched a movie with the giraffe, and I was like, at the end we were both like, dude, it had great actors, but like, what the fuck was the story? It just sat through an hour and a half of like, what the fuck? Like, this had so much potential and they didn't, embrace it. So there's some of those games in the series. One of them is arguably number one worst game in the Call of Duty series by so many people. They made it part of the campaign for MW2, where it's I immediately picked it up as, we know we fucked this up and we're not gonna do a remake for this. This one mission will be that game. That's it. So I think it's not spoilery by mentioning what game it is. It is Call of Duty Ghosts.
I have seen a couple of trailers that show the spray painted face.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's the nod of like, hey, this would be the next game that comes in this series, but we realized that everybody hated it, so we're just gonna do this. Now,
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Especially if the mission was
10 minutes. It's 10 minutes of one mission, and okay, that's where they took it. Okay, got it, tracking. The one part that I know for sure you're not gonna enjoy. Okay, so I told you that there is now Warzone style armor in the campaign, where like you're
and
putting
I saw a little bit of that
right?
in Tim's playthrough.
And it's both you and the enemies.
Right.
So the enemies, you can crack them and then you can, finish them off, or they do the same for you. The part that a lot of people that weren't consistent campaign or Warzone players, that it's gonna go over their heads, almost like a Marvel Cinematic Universe little Easter egg.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Warzone tidbits in the campaign for MW2. So like every season, how there were little cinematics telling you like, oh shit, this is the story for this season.
Yeah.
There's some of that in the campaign for MW2 that if you don't know, you'll just see, oh, it's a canister, it's a 55-gallon drum of radioactive shit. Let me run right by it. No, it's Nova 6, right? So it's like, oh, okay. If you played the game, then you know. If you don't know, then like, okay, doesn't hurt. I saw enough of it that it was, oh, okay, it is one story. Like, Warzone is not just a one-off. It is this is part of the story. So you have
Let me surprise you for a second. Let me surprise
Mm-hmm.
you for a second, because normally I would agree. Because I think something like Warzone, Blackout, that needs to be its own thing. Okay?
Yeah.
What I wanted originally when Blackout first came out, what I wanted Activision to do with Call of Duty is what 2K refused to do, or Epic, however you wanted to look at it, refused to do with Fortnite. There are actually two Fortnites. There is Save the World and the Fortnite everybody knows. Save the World is shit. It's crap. It could have been something. I was looking forward to Fortnite to save the world before it was a what are they called? Before it was a PUBG clone, okay, with building.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the original version of Fortnite years before it was released during an E3 presentation. And I was like, this is the type of tower defense game that I have been wanting. I don't mind hero-based tower defense games where you are Orcs Must Die is a really good example of a hero-based tower defense. You're the one that creates the towers, and you help destroy the line of enemies along with the towers. Those can be fun. But I want some sort of living world with it. I want Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare with more hero-based tower defense as well. Yeah. And the original version of Fortnite looked like that's what it was going to be. Then it released, and it was not good. We actually had a mutual friend of ours that was more excited for it than I was, and pre-ordered the $100 collector's edition of it.
Oh, honey.
And then returned it because it was that fucking bad. Okay?
Yeah. Back when you could return.
Yeah. And then they finally broke off and realized that they have a cash cow, a good metaverse starting game, by the way, and that can be a different topic for a different episode, but a metaverse starting or creating game, and they went with it. Beautiful. Do that. That's your cash cow. That's your IP defining aspect of the game. But where did the other half of it go? Because this one's free to play. Some of us paid for this. Some of us still want that. Yeah. Like, you had the ability to fight up against Plants vs. Zombies. And don't get me wrong, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is still a fucking phenomenal game.
It's pretty good.
It is cheeky, it's funny, it's fun. There's different versions of each mission. There's even, for the people that like gambling, there's even little card packs, and the animation for the card packs opening and the sound of the cards coming. It's all fucking satisfying. But I'm gonna surprise you here. I think that's perfect, because what it shows me is they are finally integrating their two cash cows while also moving the one cash cow the way they should have been fucking moving it to begin with, and including little tidbits of, hey, here's what's going to happen, on the free side. Here's what's going to happen on the side that everybody else plays. Connect your worlds, but pay attention to them separately.
So this is super contradicting. I hate it in Destiny. I love it in Call of Duty. Because in
I think
Call
that's
of Duty,
because you like Call of Duty more than you like Destiny.
No, so I'll tell you why. In Call of Duty, there is a difference from being offline gameplay and online gameplay. Whereas they're one and the same, only online for Destiny. Because I can play I guess arguably, well, just fucking LFG or go solo and play the mission. Well, it kind of sucks. The game itself is meant to be solo when you're doing campaign.
I mean,
some have introduced the capability to play with friends, do a small
Destiny 2 is trying to be an MMO. Destiny 1 wasn't. Destiny 1 was designed to be a co-op. Destiny 2 is designed to be an MMO. It's a different style, but it's an MMO. I can see why you would prefer one over the other.
With the integration, I'm surprised that you're down for that, because it's the one issue that I would have with it is in Destiny, and this is where the application of, well, you like COD more. Yes, because in Destiny, fuck you have to play this one mission to understand the story. Bitch, I don't have time. What? Whereas with Call of Duty, it's like, well, yeah, punk, play the campaign if you want to understand Warzone, play it and just, get good, son. So I don't know. I understand that I'm being contradictory, but
you're not being contradictory. I think the only thing you're not taking into account is that the only elements they share with each other is that they both have guns that show up in front and they shoot. They're two different games. Like I said, one is an MMO. So in MMOs you do need there are quest chains, there are storylines that arc off of each other. So you do have to play one to understand certain tidbits of another, and so on. I just think that kind of game is not your jam. You like having a story. You're a book reader, not a chapter by chapter reader. You want the whole book, like a comic book, all at once, or a graphic novel all at once. Not a chapter book that you have to have read the previous chapter to understand what's happening in the next one. So, and that's perfectly fine. And the reason why that I'm okay with this new Modern Warfare 2 having callbacks or Easter eggs or whatever you want to call them to the other elements of Call of Duty, if I were as inundated with Warzone as, let's say, you and Papa Kinglin, or you and Pink, or you know, or Nick or Tim or anybody else, right? I would probably have found all of those Easter eggs exhausting. We get it. Warzone is also a part of Call of Duty. Fuck, we're playing this, not Warzone, right? Right. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But for me, that's an introduction. That is good new player introduction, because I'm not going to give a shit about that barrel, but I might see this other thing here and go, oh, what's that? And then I look up something in an article, or I talk to you about it, which is how it used to be. Or I talk to you about it and you go, yeah, you didn't see that barrel? I said, well, that's just a barrel. There's nothing to it. And you're like, no, look at the writing. And then what taps into my head is the kind of shit that I used to do with YouTube videos and articles that would come out with, 10-year-old Easter egg from Half-Life finally surfaced. Look at this one texture, and if you HD it, look what it says. Oh shit, the G-Man was actually responsible for this. And you're like, I need to play this game again. But if I'm already inundated in that world, then I can easily see that being like, all right, shut the fuck up. Can we please play this?
Got it.
We get it. You're cool. You came up with a better version of Fortnite. Ooh, everybody loves you. Like, and I get it. But what I want to see is I want them to go back to storytelling, because when it comes to action movies, they're good at it.
So, to wrap up with spoiler-free statement here, literal chills in the mid and post credits.
Here's a big question for you as part of the wrap up. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Should I play the one before this?
Did you play COD 4 Modern Warfare in 2007?
No.
Then yes.
Okay.
To the point that so the thing is,
so what you're saying is I'll need to read the previous chapter to kind of understand what's happening in this chapter. Weird.
It's an entire different game. Not
You're right.
Just saying.
You're right.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's an entirely different $60. Not. It's fine. Yeah.
So the literal chills that I got, and like literally typed in bro and yo in Tim's chat like 20 different times, was because of having played the original series, not the remake.
Okay.
So I know what's going to happen based off of what I saw in this end credit scene, because of having played the other games. And there were people asking in chat, they're like, hey, what's bleep? And all of us that knew were like, how old are you? How do you not fucking know what this means, dude? Like, it's going to be this. The playing of 2019 Modern Warfare prior to playing this, emotional attachment to the characters.
Okay, I can respect that. Yeah,
probably because you need to understand, like, why does Ghost have a fucking skull mask? Who the fuck is Soap? Who's Gaz? And I mean,
see, I actually know those two names at least, because I did play
the
first games. But
I mean, if you did play, then you may know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should know. It's yeah. But Modern Warfare 2019 will give you the new story. It's basically like, do you need to watch Tobey Maguire to understand Tom Holland's Spider-Man? No. I mean, it's a different take on it.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah.
Like, if you just want to not be surprised by the fact that there's a Green Goblin, oh, okay, well, watch it. because it's an entire different story, very similar, but it's been they modernized Modern Warfare.
Dun,
So
dun.
it's
Okay.
yep.
That
On
was
that
bad.
note,
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I don't have anything for you. Kudos, I guess.
thank you.
Do all the things you're supposed to do: like, comment, subscribe if you want to, like or dislike. Regardless, it helps us. It helps us figure out what topics are enjoyed to be listened to. We're probably still going to talk about whatever we want to talk about, but at the end of the day, we're trying to be entertaining to at least somewhat of a degree. But leave a comment, any commentary that you want to have on whatever we talked about. And yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Love you. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.